Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is September 18th, 2025, and this is my, not weekly, but this is my good trade, bad trade review. You know, these trades are already being executed, already completed. It's me reviewing my trade and sharing what I learned or what I see or what I did with everyone. This is all for educational purposes. There's only no trade recommendation because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. For me, even on this trade, I did a lot of things that might not be good. That's why it's called good trade, bad trade. But I said, yes, you hear, I said not good. I don't say bad. I just said not good, you know. So this is one of the things that but I'm going to give you my whole mindset and the whole way I was actually looking at this trade and all. So let's just jump over to the charts and look at that, and then I'm actually show you the trades themselves and all, what I did. I'm going to tell you what I did, but then I'm actually show you that I did execute something out there. Again, letting you know I'm not showing you how many contracts I actually traded. At all. First of all, I'm usually just scalping the market and all, and I was looking to scalp the market about. I'm looking back here. I'm looking at this is the day I did it. It was on the 16th, and all Tuesday. I saw. Let me see if I can. I should zoom in on this a little bit, like this, because it all happened like right in here. Let me show you that, and all. Me, I'm a little aggressive and all when it comes to trading. I was seeing this. I saw this little setup here. I saw this happening here on this candle, and I was expecting just the opposite of what happened there and all. So I ended up, you know, one of those type things. And then when I start seeing, but I was expecting, since this dropped like this, I was still expecting it to come back up. And as you can see, it went sideways and down for the rest of the day. But I added to my position, you know, on this candle when it dropped, and then I got my doji, these two candles here, and all. And it did, the trade actually did get kind of profitable, you know, when it did get here, but I didn't take the profit. And that's why I tell a lot of people, when you see the money, take the money, and all, especially if it's supposed to be a short-term trade, a day trade, a scalp, take it. And especially when it's been going down like this and you are playing long. You know, so that was one of the bad things that I did, other than, you know, letting this whole thing fake me out. And my red candle down, knowing a lot of times with my red candle down, I expect the market to be going down. And me trying to play it back to the upside, you know, was a mistake that day. And all that said, looking at the big picture this is the weekly chart out here, weekly chart. I usually have that up, and on that particular day, we didn't have all this right here for this week right now, but I was expecting the market to go up. So based on where I had brought my option at, I thought maybe, you know, I'm on the right side. I'm on the side of the trend. I was expecting that it can come profitable maybe by the end of the day and all. This is an hourly chart over here and all. So I'm giving you a look at how that looks and all, and what was happening this whole day right here. The other thing that I had, these are daily pivots. I was above pivot, and I was expecting the market to stay above pivot, and it did do that. And it got kind of close to profitable by the end of the day, but I didn't take it because, again, I knew the next day FOMC was coming up, and then I got a little greedy. My mind went off thinking, oh, this thing I can make a whole dollar. I can make crazy money on it. But I didn't set it for $1. I set it just for a little bit to get me out of the trade the next day based on what I was expecting to get on the day trade and all. Because again, the next day, especially the next day when it opened, and it opened below pivot, as you can see here. So I wasn't really expecting too much. I said, okay, just get me out at where I was expecting to get out of the trade, back on my original day, back over here, and all. And that's where I left it and all. But then when the FOMC meeting did come out, you get your crazy candle, this candle right here, the market interest rate. I don't even really. I had read that the interest rate may be going up 25 basis points, 25%, whatever that is, 0.25, whatever that means. But I was expecting what happened, the market to go up, but it still didn't go up enough for me to get out of my trade. I was looking at it, and trying to decide, okay, I set a good until cancel order, I think, back here on this day here. I looked at my good until cancel order again and realized it hadn't got to my price yet, and it was still trading quite a bit below where I thought I needed it to go at this 590 and all. But I said, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it set, and this market should do what it did, should go up based on what the news was. It's just that day, they have been beating this. You can see them beating this market down back here on this day, and then again here on this day, they were still beating this market down. I say they're just trying to get in at a better price. They got the money to do that. They got millions of dollars to beat this market down to wherever they want it to go. And based on what happened on a few of these days, looking at the big picture, we had a buy here at pivot, above pivot, stay above pivot, and expect to bounce. We had a crazy buy here yesterday when it came all the way down to a support 3 level, and on the big picture we can see, this thing was still going down from yesterday. It was still pushing down. So where do you buy at? Support 3 usually is my oh my god type trade that I get. I got to get in and got to see what's going to happen and all. But I was already in, and I was already in, enough, put it that way, So I let it dropped, and I said, okay, get me out. It didn't get me out on the call announcement, this candle here, and it didn't get me out by the end of the day. That was the thing that really kind of surprised me, but had me a little concerned. But I say I'm gonna hold on one more day. I expect again this market to go up, so I held on to this morning, and it got me out right at open. It may not have, again, I usually do it this way because these end up being these in the past and still now end up being some of my best trades when I expect some earnings, some announcements, or something to give the market a pop. Try to buy at what I see I think is a really good low, which is like a support 3, or I see it coming up above pivot, stay above pivot, or if you're using whatever indicator that you're using. You can see here, this probably has a 200 and a 50 on it, and you can see it came down here to this moving average and bounce. But trying to time that stuff and get these bottoms like this, you're not going to get it. We're not going to get it, put it that way. Some people out there don't get it. So just based on your expectations, sometimes you gotta take a chance. This game is all about risk and being able to handle risk. So I ended up holding this thing over, and like I said, got me out this morning. So that's how it played out. And again, looking at the bigger picture on this trade, let me delete all that. Back here on this daily chart, the day I got in, when I saw that at the end of the day, I said, we can have red candles in an uptrend. I say we had red candle here in uptrend, had a red candle here in uptrend. The thing was, the option that I had didn't have that much time, because that's the way with it. I expected it to be a day trade, no longer than more than the week itself, and then I had to think, okay, and I had an event coming, so I was okay, holding it after the first day. Let me delete this and let me zoom in a little bit here. After seeing this first red day. I was okay. But then the next day, we ended up opening, kind of low. That kind of had me a little bit concerned, even though we were on, these are weekly pivots. These are weekly pivots now. And we opened above a resistance 1. We did come all the way down to a pivot and a moving average that gave us a good buy that day, and we saw that buy back over here also here on the daily chart but you wouldn't have got that. This is the buy I would have took right here, and the call would have went crazy, and we would have been able to make money there, but I was already in. So I'm just showing you some of the things that I normally look at when I'm trading this type of stuff, and that's what I would have did at all. So this day still looked bad, but again, FOMC news was good. So I ended up holding. I saw this. I say, that's good buying pressure. Maybe I get what we got here. I get this thing going up overnight and get me out first thing in the morning. I thought about changing it, but usually your broker is going to give you the best price at the time the market opened, and I was okay with that, whatever that may be. As long as it was going to be, if it was exactly what I had it set at, I was okay with that. But it was a little bit better. So that's it. That's pretty much the whole trade, everything that happened. Again, the best entry was my entry that I had here. I could have took profit here, but I didn't. Then I ended up holding it all day. Then on the FOMC day here, it didn't go high enough in order to. It was too far below where I had purchased that. Even on the pop, it didn't get high enough to get me out of my trade. So then the next thing was carry it. Should I carry it over and see if this market is going to run overnight? And again, my expectation was correct. It did do what I expected to do, and it got me out this morning on the opening. And that's pretty much it, all based on expecting the overall market, the overall trend to be up, and all. Looking at my big picture keeps me calm, keeps me just seeing what's happening. And then back over here on this day, you start seeing some higher highs and stuff, and you start seeing some higher lows. And I watch the market a little bit after the market close. So, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to share. I said I was going to show you some of the numbers and stuff. Not some of the numbers, some of the other times and sales stuff. I'll drop that down, and I'll delete all that. This is again, show you the entry times. You can see that. Again, I just didn't want to hide any quantities and any account information and all. I do trade, like I said, I do trade IWM also. See, that first trade, I can go back to black here now. That first trade was here and all, and then I had set it lower to get me in a little bit lower. And all, a few more contracts and all. And then this morning, it got me out. I had a limit order set to get me out. I didn't change it and all. So you can see back here on this date here, this order was actually placed. It was placed on the date I actually got into the trade and all. I set my limit orders right away, and you can see that's kind of strange time. Yeah, I usually set them right away, and I didn't change it. I thought about changing it, but I didn't change it. and down here, you can see change your order request is pending. Change your order request is pending. This is probably because I changed it to a good until cancel and all, and maybe that's the change that I had made. But as you can see, this morning on the 18th at 9:30 Eastern, it got me out still the best price. Actually 80, almost 50 cents, 40 some cents, 48 cents. That's 48 cents, 49 cents, 48 cents. 48 cents higher than what I had it set for. That's why, again, I don't mind using limit orders to get me out. I don't want to be sitting there. I wasn't even in front of the computer at the time. And all, I just heard my phone going off, and I got here in front of the computer, and I said, okay, day done. And all, let me go ride my bike. And that's pretty much it. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's all it was. It wasn't the best trade, you know, but again, it was a profitable trade. And that's all this game is about. Do you make money? And the thing is, you got to get to a place where this really wasn't that great, you know, because this option price went way down. I know it probably went below $4 at one time, and usually $1 is the most that I want to lose on a trade. So it was at that point, and that's why I was kind of humming, and I'm looking at it. But I still go back to, I had an event coming. I had an expectation. I saw what the market had been doing. So it made me take a little extra risk, more so than what I probably should have. And as you can see, these are options that are not that far out. You know, 25th. You know, that's it. That's all I really want to share. This is a right side trader. Hope just got giving you kind of like a mindset here of where I'm at, you know, and how things work out sometime. So hope this is going to be helpful for some. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.